Welcome to Grief Circles. This is Yasemin Isler. There are many different support groups that you may be drawn to, and I wanted to mention a few things about what this is. COVID lockdowns and staying in our homes actually also opened an avenue which allows us to participate with one another in our grief in a safe community, regardless of our location. Being cognizant, of course, that means that we are lucky enough to have the technology to enable that. What we do is a slightly different than a typical support group. I am a mindfulness and meditation teacher. I am also a death doula, or also known as end of life doula, being present for people as they are coming to the end of their lives, both in terms of the process of approaching death and being even there during that time, as well as reviewing their life, making meaning, leaving perhaps a legacy to their loved ones, and also, of course, being there for the loved ones who grieve afterwards. Their loss, process the grief, and the new shift in their lives. So, one of the things I offer to those who are grieving is from the perspective of bereavement, as well as sometimes grief that is not due to death, right? So, grief may take many different um, things in our lives and come in together as experiencing loss and processing that. Typically, we don't reach more than 30 people in the group, just so that there is some cohesiveness as well as sense of safety and a sense of community, so it doesn't become too expansive. We process the grief a little differently in terms of both sharing as well and doing some grounding practices founded on mindfulness, our own ways based on our own belief systems, if we have any. And if we don't, that's okay as well. So this does not require any denomination or religious affiliation or belief system. You simply are invited here as a human experiencing loss and processing, desiring to be in a community with other people, and just both trusting in your own inner resilience, as well as learning a few new techniques, perhaps, and learning from others what's supporting them. And in a way, without moving into what we sometimes often notice with grief, which is ruminating and thinking and analyzing. Of course, there's time for that. During this processing, we also figure out ways to really light up the path in front of us based on our past experience, where we are now, how we can actually approach the future in the most supportive and healing way as we honor our grief and our loss and our experience, validate our emotions and responses, and then also add to our grief toolbox ways to support ourselves. So I hope that you will join me and our community of those who have experiences of life and grief, and be here with us when you can. You can always find out more information if you go to my website, and I hope that we get to meet on our healing journey together.